buddy. You look fantastic. It is great to see you.
I know, I can't help it.
No, oh my. I want to talk. I have so many questions. First of all, the first album in almost 20 years.
Almost.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Give me a break.
How does it feel to perform the album live? I saw you last night. Here's a picture of you.
Well, last night was the first time that we'd performed new songs, with the exception of one or two, like things like Doom and Glooms.
Yeah.
But a great feeling, you know. The band feels really good about it, and a band exists. Am I right, gentlemen? On what it does.
Yeah. And yeah, a band exists on what it does. I love that. A band exists on what it does. These are gems. These are little Hackney diamonds he's gonna drop all through the interviews. You played it, and we were talking, I got to see you in London, and we were talking about these songs, right. And you go, well, I think these are good, and you go, I think they're gonna be good playing them live. And I go, yeah, and then you played this little club last night. Why do you play you surprised everybody, but why the little club?
Listen, the bands like us, and then in fact all bands and groups, eventually, they start in little rooms playing to very few people.
Yeah.
And that's where you hone down your stuff, and that's where you got to, if it gets bigger, good luck. You know
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, that's great for you, but it doesn't necessarily always get...
Yeah, but I mean, the essence of a band is in a small room, but with a lot of people, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it was...
that's where you work your stuff out. And,
you came out, you had... Look, I mean, this is the photo from last night. There's no tricks, there's no anything. It's you and a guitar and drums and a microphone. And that's it. And you're like, yeah. Put me in the ring. Let me show you how. I'll show you. Come on. I'll show you how to do it. Let's go. Let's go. Loved it. It was so great. It was so cool. Did you notice me there in the audience?
I thought I saw you in the back there.
Yeah, I wasn't in the back. I was. But they're great songs, and now we can talk about who's on the album. Lady Gaga was off the chain. She's on the album. She was fantastic last night.
On the album, she insisted on being part of last night, and bless her heart, you know, bless her.
She crushed it, but also, can we talk about this? This Bite My Head Off, which I think is one of my favorite songs on the album, has a bass player.
That's understandable.
Thank you, yes. Paul McCartney plays with the Rolling Stones on this album. A Beatle and the Rolling Stones played on one song together for the first time.
No.
What? What?
John Lennon and Paul, first off, they gave us one of our first big hits, I Wanna Be Your Man. They were the ones that collared us and said, hey, we've got this song here, you know.
That's right.
And so our relationship with John and Paul and with the Beatles was, it goes back to the 62, 63, you know, and...
what was the relationship? Did you hate each other? Did you...
No, we'd play up to that. I think, you know, there was like a Beatles versus Stones thing, and then, oh, yeah, but not really. No. Meanwhile, we're working together saying, as your single ready...
I'll put ours out.
We have a couple of weeks to go, and okay, you go first. So we tried not to clash with our stuff. They gave us songs. Also, Paul and John are on a track called We Love You in the middle 60s, and another track, Dandelion, that John and Paul came by to sing. You know, because they like the Stones too, you know.
Yeah. So I was out. Yeah. You inspired each other. We don't have to get too into it if it makes you sad at all. But I know your brother Charlie Watts passed away, and it was very sad. We all love Charlie Watts.
It is, of course.
But he got to play drums on 2 of these tracks. And the rest played Steve Jordan, who's phenomenal.
Yeah, Mr. Steve, who was recommended by Mr. Watts.
Yes.
You know, which is, you know, that's the best recommendation you can get.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
And also, they were great friends. And it was Charlie had always said to me, if you're gonna do anything outside of the Stones, do it with Steve Jordan. And now it's turned out that Steve's sitting in Charlie's chair, with great reverence, and we do miss the man so much. But I mean, if there was another guy that was going to fill that seat, it's Steve, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, yeah. And Steve, I'm going to ask you some questions that everyone's probably asked you a million times. You already told the answer, but the name Rolling Stones is from Muddy Waters?
Rolling Stones. Yeah, we come. Our name comes from Muddy Waters.
Yeah.
You know, we come from a long line of blues players, and the only reason we're called the Rolling Stones is that we were making a phone call. We had a gig. I mean, this was way back, you know.
Yeah.
And we finally got a gig. We said, let's put an ad out. You know?
Yeah.
So, and I think it was Brian Jones at the time. They got called Jazz News or something about. We're doing a gig at the Windmill Pub, blah blah blah, and they said, that's all very well, but what are you called? And down there on the floor was Muddy Waters' album, and the first track was Rolling Stone Blues. There it is.
You've been a great friend to our show and a great friend to me. Thank you very much. I don't know if you remember the first time you came on this program. You were smoking.
Oh.
In the
Well,
in the
not
dress
that.
in the dressing room. Yeah, and then the fire alarms went off. This is a true story. And these blinking lights are all in the hallway. And I didn't know that this was possible, but two fire marshals came down.
True.
I know that they exist, but I'd never seen them. And it's alarms going off, whoop, 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 whoop. And they go into your dressing room and you're sitting there and you're smoking. You had a ashtray that apparently would suck the smoke out. Didn't work, by the way. And
I didn't know it was a sin.
yeah. The guy came in and he goes, Mr. Richard, you can't smoke. And you go, yeah, I know, it's not good for your health. Swear to God.
Yeah.
I swear I watched it happen. But we got talking about something, and I said, I saw you do an interview where you're walking around your house and you have a lemon tree. And
Oh, that, yeah.
yeah, and I go, you have a
Vanished by now.
Yes, of course. But I go, talk to me about your lemons. You know, I'm fascinated that you have a lemon tree and you pick a lemon and you put it in a drink and you make lemonade. You do all this stuff, and we were laughing. And then we went to a party, a mutual friend, and you come in. I go, Keith, what's up? It's Jimmy. How you doing, man? I don't even know if you remember me. And you go, hey, Jimmy, how you doing, buddy? I know it's your birthday. And you pulled out of your pocket a lemon. I did. And you gave me a lemon. And you said, you wrote happy birthday.
So good. I forgot the show business aspect of this.
No, yeah, the show business story too. And you gave me this lemon, and I loved it so much. And I just want to tell you, I took the lemon, and I opened it up, and I took the seed out of the lemon, and I put it in a Ziploc bag with a paper towel. I'm serious about this. And I grew a lemon tree from your lemon.
This is a new one on me.
No, this is for real. That's your tree. That's your tree, bud. It's 10 years old.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, lemon tree. It's mine. I'm keeping it.
You're keeping it.
Yeah, more with Keith Richards when we come back, everybody. This is your lemon.
Hey.